She sent me a text message when I was going to her house. She said, Alan, you have a sore throat. Do not perform oral sex on her today.
Hi, I'm Marina from Barcelona, Spain.
Hi, I'm Seth from Iran.
Hi, I'm Paulina from Poland.
Hi, I'm Alan from Brazil.
Hi, I'm Stacey from Nigeria.
Hi, I'm Umar from Pakistan.
Spain is really sexually liberated. We can have sex whenever we want and nobody's gonna judge us.
Iran has improved in that regard in the last few decades, but still you get judged, especially as a woman if you have had multiple partners.
In Poland, I guess everyone does it, but nobody wants to talk about it, especially with the older generations.
In Brazil, it's a heavy double standard, but if you are a man, you go out, you date many girls, you're a stud, you're awesome, right? But if you're a woman, we're a slut, we're a whore.
We're hidden. We do things in the background, but we don't talk about it. So the religion does not let us say a lot of things.
In Pakistan, religiously and culturally, no. And especially our parents' generation and grandparents' generation, there was a lot more strict rules at that time. The younger generation is still following because of conditioning, but I know some middle upper class people that are a little bit more liberated, but again, hush hush.
I think I'm okay with where I am right now. I think Brazil makes you think it's a liberated country, but it's not really, it's very conservative. But when you put in comparison with other countries, it makes me feel better. She said that, oh, you can have sex whenever you want and no one will judge you. That will never happen in Brazil. If someone knows, especially for a woman who are having sex with multiple partners, you do it.
I was really shocked to hear that Brazil is not that liberated. I really thought it would be at least the same as much as us, but I'm happy to know we are a little bit more advanced in that way.
It's just what's the word? Hypocrisy? Hypocrisy of it all, right? Brazil is known for soccer and carnival, right? And then you go, especially if you go to Brazil for carnival, you're gonna have a blast and probably a lot of sex. Anywhere outside of that window of 4 days, if you do anything remotely close to what you do in carnival, if you are a woman, I want to make that clear. For a man, you're cool.
Okay, so I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but culture and religion kind of go hand in hand. So religiously, it's not acceptable, then culturally, most likely won't be acceptable. Sex before marriage is a big taboo, it's a big no-no. Especially our parents' generation, that never happened. Even in our generation, I think if you're middle upper class, that's when you start becoming a bit more open-minded and you interact with those kind of groups and circles. You might have those parties like you were talking about in Iran. There's some parties in Pakistan as well. But overall, I'd say, yeah, it's a taboo to have sex before marriage.
It is. Even though they expect you to get married at a specific age. But don't talk to boys though.
Yeah.
But you should.
This is exactly it!
You know, I exactly know what he means, because religious-wise, you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, to the point that the moment that, you're sitting and you're gonna officially get married by, some religious person, he says that, are you ready to get married to this lady who is a virgin? Like, it's assumed the lady is a virgin!
Yeah. Well, she has to be. Actually, in Nigeria, we do test it, eh?
What?
We actually do test it.
Put a finger
Yeah.
like what?
At least in the Yoruba culture, back then they would take a white handkerchief, right? A cloth, white, and they would, and then they would get the blood out, and then they would see and bring it to the people and say, hey, she's still intact.
I think religion plays a big part in it as well,
Yeah.
because Brazil is supposed to be a non-religious country, but it's actually very heavily Catholic. Right? And I think that is a tradition that we used to have. We don't have it nowadays, but I've seen like in telenovelas in Brazil.
Everyone knows what everyone is doing, we just don't speak about it. As friends, we do talk about it a lot, but I wouldn't talk to my parents about sex.
And as a person who lived in Poland for 2 years, there's such a big generational gap.
Yeah.
If the babcia, the grandmother knows, it's no bueno, right?
No, I think they still know, they just don't
Really?
care.
Raise your hand if it's taboo to talk about sex with your parents.
Because I was raised mostly by my mom alone, no father figure. I think she felt obligated to tell me as much as she could about stuff. So she never had like a talk set down to me. But I remember like the first time I had to use a condom, how do I tell my mother that like, hey, how do I put this on? Like, how does this happen, right? One time I had a sore throat and I was going to my girlfriend's house. She sent me a text message when I was going to her house. She said, Alan, you have a sore throat. Do not perform oral sex on her today.
I was 9 years old, taking a taxi with with my mom in Iran, and just so randomly, I don't know how this question occurred to me, like, Mom, why is it that only married women in our family get pregnant? Is it impossible to get pregnant without getting married? And the taxi driver burst out laughing.
I should be in the last two because African parents don't even look at it, don't even talk about it, don't even smell it, don't even be around it. It's just no. But at 23, you should be married with kids.
I think we were all born in the 1990s or around that, and of course the blockbuster movie there was Titanic. And Titanic has a few interesting scenes where Rose gets naked and Jack draws it, and after the car scene. I remember 1997 I watched it when that scene came. My dad is like, look to the wall.
Look to the wall.
You want to watch it together with your parents?
How is sex education in your country?
I learned after I'm married. Okay.
We have sex education, but it's like 1 hour per week and really like basic stuff. Because I guess they assume we learn everything from outside school, so they're like, whatever. They start having sex really early, probably like, average is like 14, 15 years old. Now it's decreasing, so it's mainly people 12 years old having sex.
It's taught in most public schools. The sex
Yeah, like
education
1
class.
hour every week or every 2 weeks, right?
Right. We get 1 hour in a lifetime.
Is it taboo as a woman to have sex before marriage in your country?
I don't think it's that taboo, no. In Brazil, it's very common for guys to put women in those boxes. Oh, so that one is for dating. That one, she's being around the block too much, so I'm gonna put her on this side. Want to spend the night? Come along, but nothing else.
Right.
It's very common, yeah.
Now, in Pakistan, it's kind of expected that the girl would be a virgin before getting married. So
It has become like a surgery that the girl that is expected to be virgin before marriage, she has sex, of course she loses her virginity, and they kind of rebuild, down there, so she can maintain the image of being a virgin again.
Do you see nudity on TV or anywhere in your country? I guess the last 3 countries.
Oh, God.
Have you seen a beach in Brazil? Like a beach?
yeah.
Yeah,
I got it.
You got to do it.
Guys wear like, I think it's thong, you say in English?
Speedo.
Speedo, like a speedo.
Yeah.
And women, they dress like it's a bikini, which is a bra and a very
The most thin.
tiny thing.
Yeah, that's very Brazilian.
So that's what it
In
is.
Spain, it's like topless.
Oh, God.
Yes.
It's actually funny for me. I recently visited Poland after 3 years here, and you see it all the time. Any time of the day you see it, and here it's like more covered.
You're talking about on mainstream channels.
Yeah, you can see it everywhere. Like even at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.
Oh, that's a specific time.